Time now for the hot sauce, and today we're zeroing in on the big Billion for Buffalo project and the next phase, which we should spell out both big fun and big business for our region. And now that the roadmap for the billion-dollar project is in place, the Economic Development Council will move on to phase 2, which will put the focus on cultural tourism in both Buffalo and Niagara Falls, including $25 million for outdoor adventures. Howard Zemsky, who sits on the Regional Council for Economic Development, joins us now with more on some of these plans. Howard, thanks for joining us. I know a lot of folks are really interested. It's got a great catchy name, Billion for Buffalo. It sounds like it's got a lot of promise, but I know these are big, long-term projects.
Right.
One of the ones we're going to talk about today is this idea of cultural tourism and really getting more people to visit our region.
Right. So, you know, two really key areas of tourism are cultural tourism, cultural heritage tourism, and outdoor adventure. So we have, you know, great strengths in both of those. We think of Niagara Falls as kind of anchoring the outdoor adventure segment. We kind of think of the City of Buffalo art and architecture as some of the cultural heritage tourism segment. So, you know, continuing to develop the programming at Niagara Falls and to give people a reason to spend more money and more time in the region, sort of integrating the outdoor adventure with the cultural tourism, is a real game changer for Western New York tourism economy. We employ 50,000 people in tourism now, and if we could just get people to stay longer and spend more money, which I think we can definitely succeed at. We can add many thousands of jobs to the economy. That's what this is all about.
Well, the falls themselves are, of course, gorgeous, but you want to maybe add a couple of other things to keep people there, like you said, longer. What are some of those things that you're thinking about?
Right, so a total real transformation of the programming at the state park over the next couple of years to include things like horseback riding, zip lining, rappelling, biking, things of that nature, which will, I think, really create a greater destination and give people a reason to stay longer, just to, in addition to the wonderful things that are there now. Cave of the Winds, and of course Maid of the Mist, and you know, some of the oldies but goodies are there, but just to kind of freshen the experience and update it and really make it more of an outdoor adventure experience is a great opportunity for this region. When you think about how many people are in Niagara Falls, we get over 8 million just on the U.S. side. Think about if we brought more and more people on the Canadian side over, and if we could find ways to have the people here stay longer, which is why marketing regionally, connecting into the art, the architecture, the history, the heritage sites. You know, Buffalo and Niagara Falls are really quite close. If you think about it, it's a very short drive, and you know, 20 miles or such. It's very easy to move back and forth, and I think it's a good opportunity for this region. If we think about low-lying fruit, tourism's a huge part of our economy. Think about how many people know around the world of Niagara Falls. So it's a brand name, and it's a segment of the tourism economy that's growing 5% a year. So the more and more people we can bring here, the more we can have them do, stay longer, spend more. Creates jobs. That's what it's about.
And the plan is this investment will then translate into jobs, which will help our economy even more. And of course, the Billion for Buffalo, I think a lot of people get a little antsy, say, okay, let's see it, let's see it, let's see it. But this, remind folks, this is a long-term project.
Yeah, so the commitment is, you know, realistically, this will be, you know, spread over, say, 8 years. And has a lot of transformative initiatives. I think we've done a really good job planning. The governor's commitment to the Western New York economy is extraordinary. I call it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Western New York, and I think we've matched that with a once-in-a-lifetime planning effort, and now we've transitioned into implementation. So in Niagara Falls, not only are we, you know, redoing the programming at the park, but also there's $25 million going in right now to infrastructure improvements in the park that people will experience this year. We're talking about really transforming that Robert Moses Parkway, which has cut off the city from the water. So that's very transformative. The old Rainbow Mall, which you know has been kind of dead for a while, that's coming back to life. The culinary school's there. There's going to be an RFP for destination retail restaurant later this year. So there's $75 million of new hotel investments going in Niagara Falls. So, you know, the governor's commitment to both Buffalo and Niagara Falls and the revitalization of the cities as the centers of the region are, you know, really a key component of what we're trying to do. And I think Niagara Falls has a lot going on right now. People should take a look at it the way the city of Buffalo has so much going on.
Well, thank you, Howard Zimsky, for a little bit of insight into this stage of the Billion for Buffalo. We, of course, will continue to check in with you as the
Okay.
project develops. We're now going to send things over to web producer Emily Linehan.